Hey guys, it's Blue Eyes Master 91, and I'm sure you guys are probably a little sick of it, but I was gonna update my Blue Eyes bystial branded deck profile. So let's dive in. Uh, so we are still running 3 Blue Eyes, 2 alternatives, 1 Jet, 1 Abyss. Those numbers will probably not change. If anything, if they do, it will be bumped to 2 Jet instead of just the 1. So, quick and simple on that. Next we have 3 Stone, 3 Sage, 1 copy of Stone of Legend. All really good in helping you to get out your Blue Eyes. All basically needed to help you get out Blue Eyes very, very quickly. I'm sure most people who have subscribed to this channel realize I started the game back in 2002 when it first came out. I've been playing Dragons since the inception of the game, trying to get Blue Eyes to work. With all the updates and the support it's gotten over the years, I've actually come up with a lot of fun builds. So the reason I update this deck more than anything else is because if I change a little bit and it runs just a little bit better, there is a classic fan out there who's trying to make a good Blue Eyes build. That's who I'm building for. We have 3 Dictator to round out the Blue Eyes cards. At least the monsters. Next we have a single Bystial Lubellion, 3 Magma, 3 Durosworm, and 1 Savor. If anything, I will be dropping the Worm down to 2. But I did drop Saranir down to 1, which is why I prompted to make this video. Next we have 2 Aluber, 2 copies of Albion, or not Albion, but Albaz. Those ratios haven't changed, at least to my knowledge. Then we have a new monster I added to the deck. Something that a buddy of mine thought would be kind of funny to use. It's Iron Dragon Tiamatan. I'll show you it here in a second. It's a 2000 attack, 0 defense, level 4 dark monster. Cannot be normal summoner set, must be special summoned by the following effect. If 3 or more cards are in the same column, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect of Iron Dragon once per turn. If this card is special summoned, destroy all other cards in this card's column. Now the player can use the unused zones in this card's column. So, kind of useful to more or less board wipe your opponent and lock them out of zones, similar to what Kashtira could do. It's just on a much, much lower scale. And then finally we have our single copy of Bystial Fusion for fusion plays. That's it on the monsters. Let's dive into the traps, or spells rather, sorry. So we have 2 copies of Melody, 1 Ultimate Fusion. The second copy is still in the side deck. We have 2 copies of Branded Fusion, 2 copies of Opening, and a single copy of Branded Branded Regained. So that's it for these. There's still more spells, but trying to get quicker. Next we have 2 copies of Polymerization. I bumped that up to 2 just because it's useful to have 2. 1 copy of Monster Reborn for bringing back cards. Our generic board wipe in Raigeki, and our back row stopper in Feather Duster. So, the last card in the main deck is Branded Beast. Which is used in combination with the Bystial Lubellion. And again, I don't think I need to go into detail on a lot of these cards. If anyone has any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I will try to get back to you on them. So, diving into the extra deck, there have been a couple of changes. We still have our single copy of Ultimate Dragon, a single Dragoon, Tyrant, and Twin Burst. So, that's it for the usual cards I have in this deck. Diving into the next couple of cards, the one card that changed is I'm now running Sanctifier Dragon along with our single copy of Albion, our single copy of Lubellion, and our single copy of Masquerade, aka Tax Dragon. So, I don't think I really need to explain why I'm running Sanctifier Dragon. It's very easy to summon in this deck. And you can special summon a bunch of stuff, so it's really, really useful in the deck. Again, if you are confused about what the cards do, leave a comment and I will do my best to get back to you and explain what they do. The last fusion card is our copy of Guardian Chimera, which I just recently added. So, diving into the Xyz monsters, we still have our Numeron combo, as well as the rank 6 for the Bystial monsters. And then we have our Black Luster and Link Karibo. That's it for the extra deck. Let's dive into the side deck. So in the side deck, I have 2 copies of Ash as the only monsters in the side deck. I then have a copy of Lightning Storm, our second Ultimate Fusion, our copy of Called By, 2 Dark Rulers, and our Dark Hole. All these are fairly self-explanatory. I moved the Dark Rulers out of the main deck a little while ago. So, yeah. They were just causing problems because I couldn't deal damage the same turn I used it. Then we have a copy of Skill Drain because, in all honesty, it being a Blue Eyes deck, I don't necessarily need effects, especially if I just have a Blue Eyes on the field. Skill Drain doesn't do me any damage. It doesn't get sided in very often, though. 1 copy of Rivalry because this is almost entirely made up of dragons, so it works. Goes in, almost everything in the deck are lights. There are a handful of darks, especially now, more so than there were, but that's okay. And then we have another board wipe in Torrential Tribute because why not? The last time I ran this at a tournament, it ran fantastic for the most part. Round 1, I played Trap Trick. And I was able to build, in Game 1 and Game 3, I was able to build 2 OTK fields. I had Ultimate Dragon, Dragoon, and BLS on the field. I don't remember how I managed to do all 3, but not BLS, sorry. I think it was just Ultimate Dragon and Dragoon, and then a couple of other monsters, but all the same, it was a very, very difficult board to get around, especially if Trap Tricks don't start strong. For the last bit of cards in the deck, we have our copy of Relinquish Anima, Access code has now been moved to the side deck. I didn't make him very often, and he was just kind of taking up space in the extra deck. And then I have Appaloosa as well, and she's been moved for the same reason as Access Code. I almost never used her. And it was to the point where it was not effective having them in the deck, or in the main deck. In the main extra deck. However you want to look at wording it, I guess. Yeah, so that is it for this deck profile. I know after the I'm going to round and say 35-minute video for Sword Soul, this was probably a blessing with it being under 10 minutes, or under 15 minutes. I will hopefully have some footage from the regionals tournament this upcoming weekend, and I will catch you guys in the next video.